Hey, Miles here, milesbeckler.com. In this video, you're going to learn the possibly most important part of choosing your niche, and that is figuring out whether you can actually help people accomplish their goals or solve their problems. You see, as an internet marketer or someone building an online business, you actually have to help people get results. That is the value that you are bringing to the marketplace, and that value that you bring to the marketplace, helping people solve their problems, achieve their goals, that is when you're able to align with the income. So it starts with your ability to actually help people solve their problems and achieve their goals. Now, I learned at the Hay House Mover and Shaker seminar. It was a $1,500 seminar that my wife and I went to. The big point of this seminar was that first, you start by helping yourself. Second, you start by working with others one-on-one to help them solve that problem, to prove that what you did for yourself is doable and repeatable for other people. And then part three, you scale that up to groups, small groups, in-person groups, events, and even using YouTube as a mechanism here. Now, I'm going to share a couple of stories with you how this unfolded for my wife and I in our main businesses, and you need to be thinking about how you can apply this in your business. Plus, I'm going to share a few ways that you can actually apply this to your business, that you can kind of set up these little test groups, we'll call them, for you to get that hands-on experience, your case studies, your testimonials, to prove that A, what you did is duplicatable, and B, to start to really build up your kind of your syllabus, if you will, or your curriculum, or the process, your unique process, because that's ultimately what you're going to be sharing, selling, or distributing and disseminating through your content. So the little story, we'll start with me here. So in the Miles Beckler brand that you're watching right now, I'm on YouTube sharing all of my knowledge of internet marketing with the world. But I haven't always done this. It started with me going through a long series of trial and error to figure this out. Once my wife and I really clicked on our first main niche business that's still running very successfully today, that is still my full-time gig, that was step one, was proving that I could get over that hump. I could get into the multiple six figures. I could generate over $1 million online. Really learning that I could do that for myself was number one. So I accomplished that goal for myself. Number two was helping others accomplish this same goal. Now, over the years, I've worked with a number of family members and friends for 100% free. This is when I was getting started. I was willing and able to talk about marketing and WordPress and SEO and funnels and all of that stuff. I would sit down with people at any point, any moment, because I was really so excited about these ideas. I was like, man, can this work for everyone? And I began to teach it. From there, I started doing client service work, and I started doing WordPress development, marketing kind of services, and SEO, search engine optimization, for local businesses in my local market. Now, this happened kind of as a byproduct of me helping these individuals. The word got out that I was helpful, I was helping people get results, and the local business owners started reaching out to me through friends of friends on Facebook and phone calls and emails saying, hey, can you help me with my business too? I said yes. I dug into their businesses. Again, I was able to duplicate this process of using content marketing, keyword research, growing email lists, presenting offers via email to truly revolutionize and scale up businesses. So I proved it first for myself, second in small one-on-one instances with other businesses. Now, I worked in that realm for about 2 to 3 years, worked with dozens of different businesses in a wide variety of niches, and I did a wide variety of marketing services. In this process, I got a really good feedback loop of what worked and what didn't. At this point is when I really kind of, I went tripled back down on my own business because I felt I was getting distracted from my main business by helping others. But that is ultimately the culmination of what you're now experiencing here on my YouTube channel. The reason I'm able to bring such coherent value through YouTube quickly and not need to try to pay gate this or charge for every little bit of information I have is because I've spent so much time in practical application of that which I'm teaching. I started making money online in 2003. I've been full-time since 2010. That's over 8 years right now of full-time 60, 70-hour weeks, some weeks upwards of 100 hours a week in the trenches doing the work, right? Like, I'm not trying to outsource. I'm literally doing the work. And that's why I'm able to share with you. I proved that it works for me. I proved that it works for others. And now I'm seeing the results in the comments. This is absolutely working at scale. That's the approach you need to take with your niche. Let's look at my wife's business real quick. So my wife took a course in Albuquerque, New Mexico. She learned how to channel. She learned actually how to channel angels is the skill that my wife learned. And then she began offering free one-on-one readings with people who were interested. She went on an online forum, a local forum, not local, it was an online forum that had people who were into spirituality, and she gave away the first 5 to 10 readings for free to get the practical experience. Does this work? Do people enjoy this? Literally testing that idea for free to see what the response from people was like. It was a positive response. So what did we do? We built out a system where people could click and buy and actually purchase readings. And she began then delivering content using content marketing to essentially drive traffic that ultimately booked readings. We operated in this sense of my wife selling one-on-one readings for about a year and a half. She was doing hundreds and hundreds of one-on-one readings, gaining massive experience in the field doing what she was doing, but also learning about the big questions that people had. She noticed there was a very common series of repeating threads that most people wanted to know one of 5 or 6 different things during their readings. That's when I had the aha moment of, wait, if everyone's asking those same questions, can't we create individual digitally downloadable versions of a reading? It's not actually a one-on-one reading, it's a one-to-many reading. And we wanted to test that idea. So what we did is we started with freeconferencecall.com, and we got kind of mailed out to our audience, and we brought some people together, and we started doing a free weekly call every Wednesday. In order to get that weekly call, you had to be on our email list. And then people would call in, and she would kind of do a one-time message for the group with the kind of thought process or our curiosity being, does this work if we scale this out to groups? Can we do a one-to-many version of what she had been doing? The feedback was excellent. We ran with that for several months. At that point, we started to really build out the microphones, the recording devices, and learning how to create the downloadable MP3s that are the core of our business today. And at that point, when she went through the phase of, number 1, learning it and practicing on her and I, number 2, working with people she didn't know from around the world for free, number 3, being literally in the day-to-day work doing one-on-one sessions with other people for over a year and a half to really solidify her skills and make sure this works. At that point, she went and turned it around to a one-to-many kind of business model that has given us the leverage and the scale that we enjoy today, to where we've got hundreds of thousands of people on our list. And that's how we're able to kind of really create the leverage to where we're doing the same things, but the rewards that we're generating are significantly increased through said leverage. Do you notice the pattern here? This is so important. I had a gentleman who hit me in the comments, and this sparked this idea. So thank you for reaching out to me in the comments. He went through my list of 55 different niches, and in one of them, I talked about a potential like disorder or a challenge that some people have. He was like, Miles, I have that. I've been through that. I did all the research. I think this is my niche. I think I can help other people, but I don't exactly know how to go about it because all the big businesses are dominating. So here's ultimately what I recommend that you do. Number 1, you can create a small group. It depends on the niche itself, right? But you can create a meetup group, meetup.com. You can create a local meetup group where you can start to go teach what you know to a local meetup group if that's relevant. Everything in the digital marketing world works so well in this way. If you want to sell digital marketing services, go start a local meetup group, the digital marketing meetup group, the WordPress marketing, the internet marketing meetup group. Look at what meetup groups are around in your area. Find one that's not being spoken to perfectly. Go start that. Run the group every week. Practice teaching what you know to others, and then see, are you able to actually help these people improve their businesses? What language patterns, what things do you teach them that literally turns on that light bulb? You'll see it in their eyes when you're working with them one-to-one. I saw it with my clients. When I explained things a certain way, they just went, whoa, I get it now. I understand how keywords really are that pivotal thing. Makes perfect sense. They bought my keyword research package. They bought my SEO package because of the way I communicated that. Now I use what I've learned from that with you and communicating with you. So you need to go get that practical experience for free with individuals. I think your local market is such a huge opportunity if it makes sense. Now, if it's some sort of a disorder, right? Like it's like a type 2 diabetes and that's what you want to solve, maybe it doesn't make sense to do a local meetup group. It could turn into a process group. It could be a little bit too much like group therapy. I get that. So what would you do? Well, I would recommend starting a Facebook group. I think starting a Facebook group is a great way for free for you to practice kind of reaching out and connecting with people and sharing the helpful information before you really try to scale up to a website, scale up to everything. Now, you also have the opportunity to join other people's Facebook groups if they're already out there. If there's already popular Facebook groups in the niche, popular Facebook groups around the problem that you seek to solve, don't be worried about that. Join. Go read through all the past threads. Look at the questions people are asking. Read through the comments. Read through the threads of questions and answers. Understand. Look at what forms of communication actually helped people. You'll get such a broad survey of the landscape through this methodology, but then you got to go to the next level. You actually have to jump in and you have to be a helpful voice in that group. And it doesn't matter whether this is your group or someone else's group. You simply have to be helpful. You need to prove that you can actually help people solve their problems. You can help people overcome their challenges, and you can help people achieve their goals. Forums are a great location for this as well. Going into, there's forums on every topic in the world, right? You can just go to Google, type in the keyword niche that you're looking at, comma forum. You will find a list of website forums. Join the forums. Go be helpful. I recommend that you sort all of the different forums by what the most kind of commented topics are, right? What topics or what threads have the most actual comments and replies. This is going to mean that they're the most popular and that they have the most engagement. That's a great place to start. That's the most common problems and questions that people usually have. Read through them. Every page. I don't care if it's 65 pages of comments. That's the work. That's the research. You need to look at what's being said. What didn't you know that other people are recommending? Like, ooh, I didn't hear about that. That's kind of cool. Go research it down that rabbit hole. You need to learn everything it is about your niche, because your goal and your job is to truly be helpful to other people. You need to help them achieve their goals. I feel like a broken record, but it's so important because there's a lot of people in internet marketing trying to get money. They're like, well, it's affiliate marketing. They want it. They offer it. I can get 50%. All I need to do is run an ad and get in between and I'll make a slice of the pie. You won't. That's not a real business. That's never going to work. You need to be the helpful person that audience of people look to and trust. And when you have that point, you can definitely recommend affiliate products that will help solve their problems. You can create memberships. You can write books. You can recommend books. There's all kinds of methodologies that you can use to monetize that situation, but you have to actually be the helpful person. You have to be the attractive character, or you can choose another attractive character, but you're actually the content creator behind the scenes making all of that happen. There's no way around it. If you want to build a truly successful long-term business online, you have to be helpful. And when I say you have to be helpful, that means you actually have to know beyond a shadow of a doubt that you are actually able to help people accomplish their goals, solve their problems, avoid their biggest fears. And how do you do that? You jump in and you start helping people. It's often for free that you'll start helping people. Those first people who get in your group, that small inner circle, you help them for free. If you start to build a core group of people who love what you're doing, you're being helpful to them, you could eventually charge. That could be a part of a membership program. That could be a bonus on top of your membership program. It could be a bonus to your core product. It could even be a bonus to an affiliate product that you recommend that solves the problem. And then you can continue to help that group, but you turn it to a closed or a secret group in the future. If you're just involved in other people's group, that's great too, because that means there's a group of people already there. You don't have to build the group from the ground up. You can plug into an existing group. There's people around and you can just start to go help them, just like my wife did when she first started doing readings for people, one-on-one readings. She went in and did her first ones for free. She went to the forum where they were already congregating. The conversations were already happening. She popped into reality and said, hey, she published one channeling that she wrote. It was a written channeling. She was like, here's something I channeled. I want to give away 5 free channelings. Anybody want one? People lit up her inbox for those free channelings. Me, when I started teaching locally in my local market about how to do internet marketing, those groups, that meetup group filled itself. I ran a couple of meetup groups and I was able to ask, hey, does anybody want to learn the basics of this? People said yes. I was like, I don't know. I don't have a venue. Does anybody know of a venue? You can do this upstairs in my office. You can do this. I actually got a yoga studio. Some girl knew somebody and they got the keys to a yoga studio and they were allowing me to use this yoga studio for free to teach what I knew. It wasn't the best situation, right? There weren't desks and chairs, but it didn't matter, right? I had an opportunity to start teaching people what I knew. So what did I do? I jumped in, I started teaching, and sure enough, I was able to help people accomplish their goals. I was able to answer their questions clearly, and it brought a lot of business to me. And then once I got through that one-on-one, that's when I started this one-to-many that you're seeing today. And so many people want this, what I've got, right? That one-to-many, what my wife has, that 100,000 plus subscriber list and the ability to send out these products and literally kind of turn on cash flow on demand through the email list. But the problem or the challenge in just wanting this is not honoring the fact that you have to start by solving your own problem, helping individuals oftentimes for free to get your start. Then you help small groups and help other people for paid one-on-one. And it's just a process to get to this point. And that's my goal here, is to help you commit to the process. When you commit to being the most helpful person in your niche, and you really commit to putting out the most helpful content, and you create this little core inner group of people who you can ask them questions, you can work with them to help them get the results, then you can build testimonials, you can build case studies, you can get that positive feedback loop going to where you can learn, if I teach it this way, how did that work? What if I say it this way? How did that work? You'll notice what language patterns work best with people, help people get the results that they want, and at that point, you're able to take that to the next level and really broadcast that out. I just think this is a really powerful idea, and I don't think enough people are realizing that the goal of a successful internet marketer, or the thing that a successful internet marketer does over and over and over again, is help people, right? And all these expensive courses that are trying to teach you funnel hacks and Facebook ad hacks, none of those are teaching you how to help people. And there's a lot of want-to-be entrepreneurs who are going through those courses. They're learning all the tactics and the techniques, and they know how to run an ad, and they know how to build a funnel, but they're not making any money because they're not helping anyone. You have to help people achieve their goals, avoid their problems, solve their problems, avoid their fears. And when you do that and you're able to help people, starts out really small, starts by helping yourself, right? You got to fill your cup before you overflow to others. Then you could start to help people around, and then you can begin to scale up to this leveraged approach to really truly being helpful to people. At that point, you have yourself a successful business. And that's why it takes time. That's why I say it's a 3 to 5 year process to build a business online, because it takes a long time to solve your own problems. It took me 10 years to be able to quote unquote make money online, to a point where I could quit a job and pay off my loans and pay off my debt and actually pay for my lifestyle. It took me over 10 years to get to that point, not to mention to learn how to even teach this to others. That's a whole nother challenge, to teach what I know to others versus simply sitting in in my office implementing all day, every day. And you have to go through that process. And that's why it's important to choose a niche of something you're already familiar with, something you're already an expert in, something you have a problem, you have an itch you must scratch. You're going to do it anyways. You might as well share what you've learned along the way, or what you just feel like you're so excited about that you're going to be open and excited and stoked to create content on for 3 to 5 years to come. Something you love that much, whether it's horses, like my friends in New Zealand who have the fitness for dressage. They love fitness, they love dressage, they're living their dream, and they're able to really smash down that learning curve and that smash down that kind of curve to really being helpful at scale to generate a very massive business because it's something they love. She had been a personal trainer for 10 plus years. He was a professional athlete. They're two of the fittest people I know on this earth, right? Like literally they got it all dialed for 10 plus years, and boom, they hit that ignition point of combining their interests of something loved, something they're good at, and they are having massive success. So stick with it till you find that point. I hope this is helpful. If you have any questions for me, get at me in the comments below. I'm happy to, when I have time, kind of answer those comments as best I can. Give me a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. Man, if you made it to the end, this one got a little longer than expected, but hashtag badass to you for making it to the end. Be sure to subscribe if you haven't. Hit the little gray bell if you have subscribed so you get notifications when my next videos come out. And I got another video coming out for you Monday. Got some really cool stuff coming out next week. So be sure to subscribe, and I look forward to connecting with you on the next video.